Hello, everybody, all you beautiful, beautiful people. Alright, today we are going to go through my own personal build and how it functions. And in this video, we're also going to go do some field testing on how it can clear content. We're going to be running a Balls of Madness. Actually, before I do any of that, I may actually want to change up some things over here. Hold on, let's see. Oh, so that's quite significant. Okay, I may want to keep something here then. You know what? Let's do fucking single target damage. Why not? Actually, no. We do need healing. So that's spammable. And for these, I may want to do Blood Mist, Mirage, Dark Shade. Now this build has quite a lot of self-healing. Not only does it have a lot of self-healing, it also has a lot of damage, as we can see on my character sheet right here. This is actually not a back bar, isn't it? This is the front bar. Yes. So this is the front bar. As you can see, all of these, it's quite high. I've got one crafted set, Love Julianos, and I'm also running a Rattle Cage set, which this is actually the wrong trait. I am looking to transmuting that to Bloodthirsty along with the rest, because Bloodthirsty is by far the best one. Also, these pieces right here are not the correct type, neither is this. So I got 3 pieces here: shoulder, chest, head. They're not divines, they should be eventually. And we're running with the Thief, naturally, because Thief is by far the best one for this. And functionally speaking, this operates much like any other Magblade, except we use health as a resource, which is why we need a lot of the self-healing and a lot of burst damage. As you can see right there, that was like, what, 42k in one hit? It's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of damage. Now, with the frenzy up, the base damage right here jumps up to 22k. That is not insignificant. And our main spammable is, in this case, Blood for Blood. It's a very good, very decent spammable that scales up from missing health. It is a massively useful, it's almost functions like an execute ability to a certain extent. And then we're running with the Impale. This is for execute phases, and this is just pure burst damage and a burst heal, essentially. That's what this is. These are utility and damage mitigation. This is to boost up extra damage. This is just to apply major breach. And of course we got this Warming Scion form, that is there solely for the purposes of providing us with AoE damage and, of course, heals from said damage, and with extra resources, obviously. Dark Cloak, that's our main source of healing. This one, it's just a spammable plus a heal, and it's the funnel health version because I would much rather keep my companion alive, because the companion has some useful abilities which helps with as an oh shit situation. If I drop too low in health, she does this whole shield ability which essentially protects me from death. It saved my ass a couple of times in a couple of dungeon solos, more than once. So she has her uses as a healer. But primarily this build just functions like so. We pop this, we pop that, pop this, pop that, pop this, and just there we go. 30k, 20k. That's very, very normal numbers that I get to see, thanks to the very specific build that I've decided to go with. Now, as a drink that we're using Corrupting Bloody Mara. It's a very good double resource drink, which we barely use any stamina at all. So, stamina is not really useful. Over here, it's basically a dump stat. So no, we're not doing with stamina. We're just doing a whole bunch of burst damage and critical, and we're using primarily health as the resource, but we do need to have the extra magicka for the purposes of scaling damage that scales with max magicka. As you can see right there, that was 35,000 in one hit. I have seen hits up to almost 50k on this character on world bosses, and that is, or maybe the exact number would be like 48,000. I think that would be closer to the truth, like 48,000. And that's particularly with Impale. So this build is rather powerful. It's definitely not DLC dungeon ready, and you certainly can't solo like new content with it, like Solstice. I semi-recently came here to the Black Gem Foundry. I was able to two-man it with a friend of mine on normal, but then we got absolutely curb stomped when we switched it up to veteran. So it can clear content, just don't expect it to be able to run on veteran levels, because you will get your ass kicked. But then again, granted, I was not running one of the sets that I'm currently using, which is the Los Julianos. Instead, I was actually using Vampire Lord, which it's a good set. Primarily, it also is a liability also, because you take extra damage from flame, and another caveat is that your other abilities have an extra cost associated with them. Now, for the other gear that I'm running, we're obviously also running with Slimecraw. It's a good and decent damage set. It has the critical chances, and it provides with minor berserk at all times. Rattle Cage is obviously here for the weapon and spell damage, plus the major brutality and sorcery at all times. It is very decent, although it is very much obsolete these days. It is outshined by a lot of other sets, like proc sets, in these days, but I like it. I still like using it because it's my go-to. I got it from this dungeon, which is the first dungeon I actually soloed, so it has some measure of sentimental value to me as a player. And yes, I do happen to make certain decisions about my build according to sentimentality instead of practicality, because I'm a sentimental fool. There we go. That's the first set of enemies. Are you seriously fighting this guy still? 32k. Nice. So yeah, as you can see, this build is very much viable. It would actually seem for soloing base game dungeons, and it really is. It really is viable for that stuff. Although having a companion with you does considerably also help matters. Now, I have run this dungeon before all the way through without a companion, so I should preface with that. So, companions by any means are not necessary thing. It's just a quality of life thing. It's good to have. It is good to have a companion if you can have one. Now, in terms of sustain, this does have some crazy sustain capability. It's not the absolute best when it comes down to keeping your mage uptime properly aligned. However, it does come with like a built-in mechanism to keep your magicka topped up by switching up to health every time you run low. Infused. I may as well dismantle that. What the hell?
What's the story behind this, I wonder?
Now, even with bosses that have hard CC mechanics like this one over here, this build can comfortably solo this one as well. It just takes a little bit of doing, obviously. You know what? We may as well just switch this up to be over here, because we need sustain more than we need extra sources of spammable damage. So do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. As you can see, what she does is she literally traps you in place. You take a whole bunch of damage until such time as you are broken free. I can tank this just outright. Just takes a little bit longer than I'm normally comfortable with. Hey, I refreshed that, you motherfucker. Now this fight is one of those fights that just takes forever simply because the boss has a bullshit mechanic. That's fine though, we can just power through it because we got the health, we got the recovery. The boss is almost dead. Doesn't take all that long. It just takes a lot more time than I'm normally comfortable with spending on a mini boss, essentially. Oh fuck, I might be dead. I got fucked with my own RNG. Now, thanks to Isabella right there, I was actually saved. Had she not been there, I would have actually had to reset this one. And that would have sucked, because I really don't feel like doing that particular fight multiple times simply because, well, stupid shit happened, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell killed me? Oh, flame damage, okay. Understandable, have a nice day. First time I've died in this dungeon in weeks. Under normal circumstances, I absolutely have the damage and the sustain to just destroy this whole place. There we go. That's a lot better.
Stand back and protect us.
That was fun. So field testing this is yielding some mixed results right now. I'm not exactly sure why. My gear can be a little bit unoptimal right now. However, I think we're just about doing this. Break free cost there. There we go. That's the end of that. And there was a time whenever I would die to that group of fucking imps simply because they zerged me. Let's put this here and let's put this onto the front bar. I forgot. I forgot that I do need that. Hey, I was out of that. That's the death's head. And now it is, in fact, dead. That was fun. As you can see, I'm using the Dark Cloak as a way to maintain constant uptime on Frenzy, because Frenzy, regardless of everything, it's actually very important to this build. It's actually the cornerstone Along with Blood for Blood, it is also a cornerstone of the build as such. There we go. Thing is dead. Now we're coming to not the third, the fourth boss of this whole dungeon, which is Growth or something like that, some stupid ass name. A lot of self-healing, mobility, damage reduction. There we go. Stop for a little bit and gather our shit. Now, would such sets as Macabre Vintage be better for this build? Maybe. Maybe it actually would. Macabre Vintage is actually one of those very specific types of sets, and it is very powerful, especially for a Magblade DPS. It is incredibly useful. It is incredibly powerful. However, for my purposes, Rattle Cage will do just fine. However, if I want to be content optimized, that would probably be something I might want to look into if I were, in fact, a high-powered, sweaty player who wants to optimize for new content. I am, however, not one of those players. I play for fun. I do content that I find enjoyable, and specifically my cup of tea. I find I do very well with the content that I'm doing. There we go. He's dead. Dead as hell. No worries. I said no worries, and I meant it. As you can see,
Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won.
yes, we did. Got a lot of heals, a lot of everything. And because we got a lot of everything, we've got a lot of breathing room as a DPS. We're not necessarily locked into very specific playstyle. This is just an average bruiser build with high burst, high damage. Very basic. Very basic stuff. Whole thing. I'll take that. Got some research material. That's always good. Always nice. Always very nice. Do that instead.
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
You see, if I was any kind of other build that was very squishy, that particular mob of enemies would have actually killed me. Probably. Very simple. Very simple indeed. Again, very, very simple rotation. Got your debuffs, got your buffs, got your everything. Got your burst damage, got your damage over time. That was 31 or 37. That was 29. $31. $31. There we go. Again, very simple. Not too... It's not too difficult once you get the hang of it. Some of the rotation takes a little getting used to, however it's mostly just basic damage rotation. You've got to remember to light attack weave and to block and to interrupt whenever it's possible, because it's just basic crap. And here we go to this boss. This boss is not going to take me all that long, and I think this is actually the last one before the main boss. I'm essentially keeping aggro because I'm just doing so much damage that I take priority over the healer, which is paramount because I don't actually have any actual way to keep my healer alive should anything happen to her. So there we go.
Never get tired of watching you fight like that. Well done.
Oh, fuck. I just got Divine's version of that queer ass. I'm actually thinking that. Oh, I don't need to transmute it. Well, before I do anything else, I am actually... Well, I mean, before I'm gonna do anything with that, I'm actually just got to complete this dungeon and be done with it. Oh, no, no, no. No. Fuck, I'm gonna die. I overshot it. Oh, no, I didn't. Good God. I've overshot this fucking thing, this particular drop, like 5 fucking times. Every single time I land right smack dab in the middle of the stairs, right here, or literally right here. You can't see me, I'm invincible. Title card. That's been fairly simple. Okay, now I do need to do something about that damage though. Now, instead of relying on this, we're instead gonna deal with that. And instead of doing this, we're gonna put that there. And we're going to pick this. Because, my friends, you're probably asking yourself, why the hell would you do that? The answer is because this motherfucker has a lot of ads. There we go. Now you might be asking, why am I deciding to put the soul trap on all of these foes, or the trash specifically? Well, that's because the trash provides me with magicka resource gain and health regain every single second a damage tick happens, which might not sound like a lot, but it's actually very significant. And he's dead. See that? That is perfect resource management. I did not run out once.
But nothing's happening. Seems the mad architect's destruction did not allow us to step from this plane. Unfortunate, but we'll have to make do. He mastered this place.
My blade is yours.
Okay. Now, as you can see,
We can't stay here.
the build is very much viable.
I always do.
I just called this one the Bruiser. This build is just called the Bruiser. It hits heavy. It hits really heavy. And it can manage resources very competently. You also just have to be a competent player, obviously. Otherwise, there's no amount of mitigation that will just overcome being a shitty player, obviously. Okay, maybe I should put this one back in here. There we go. Now my, yep, there it is. 59 critical, 4200 spell damage, similar in weapon damage. Got good resistances, not great. Got good pen, again, not great. Good magicka pool, good health pool, absolute abysmal. Stamina pool. Got good mag recovery, not great. Oh, fuck, my health recovery is up, which means I was running with stage 3 vampire this whole time, which would explain why I was getting my ass kicked there for a minute. Okay, that's good to know. Well, this has been the build. It's been great so far. I'm probably gonna try and optimize this build for DLC content. I might be able to. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm definitely gonna try optimize this for DLC content. And when that happens, we will touch base with this again. But I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.